Hello again. This is a S10 charging port replacement. Now first thing you have to do is to cover up the hole on the right side that's from the microphone. You can see here I covered it up with Captain tape. That's to prevent the microphone from getting damaged. Then you can proceed and replace the port with 400 degrees C and 60 air. Now, in order for you to have a good job, you have to use high quality flux here and not the $5 one from AliExpress. And you have to tin the pads, and after you do that, you can clean them up, wick them up to get the old solder off, and then retin again and clean up, obviously, and then you can solder the charging port in place. Now here we put some new flux, and you have to be very careful when you retin these little pads, because you don't want to put too much solder on them or too little, because if one has too much and the other one too little, one might get soldered, the other might not. So after you go once over them, I usually like to clean up and re-inspect them and see if I actually covered them evenly. Now here what I like to do is to tin the pads of the charging port as well. So if I maybe didn't put enough solder on the board, on the pins on the board, on the pads on the board, then this is gonna compensate for that, and it's gonna actually stick better if the pins are already tinned, and it's gonna solder up faster, which makes you have to hit the board for less time and put less strain on the board. Now here we heat up the charging port with 60 air 400 degrees, and we hold down the charging port until we can see the solder cooling down. Then what I like to do is to retouch these corner posts, the ones that hold the port in place. It's not always necessary, but it's just a thing that I like to do after the charging port is soldered. Now this is how it looks after the job is done, and we tested it and it worked perfectly. This is not a very easy job to do, so we don't really recommend it unless you know what you're doing and you have the proper tools, because you can damage the phone and it might not be repairable anymore. Now here we can see that it's drawing current and it's even fast charging. If you liked the video and it helped you in any way, leave a like and see you on the next one.